Hi, welcome to my channel, Mo Moon here on YouTube. I'm Mo Moon, and this tarot reading is for Virgo suns. So Virgo suns, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the day. It's a little bit cloudy over here, but we're still making do. So we're doing what we have to do and we're enjoying the day doing it. So this is a 6-card tarot spread. It's called Decision Maker Spread. And each card represents a different subject. So I'll just tell you what each card represents. So the first card will represent you now, Virgo suns. The second card will represent this is your focus. Excuse me. The third card will represent difficult influences. The fourth card will represent this makes sense. The fifth card will represent unexpected insight, and the sixth and final card will represent the outcome. So I'm using my Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, Classic, and I'm just going to shuffle it a little bit more. I hope you're doing well. As I said, this spread is for Virgo suns only. It's a general tarot reading, so I try to make it as general as possible to be able to apply to all the Virgo suns who are watching it. But if you don't think that this reading applies to you while you're hearing it, it's okay. Perhaps another tarot reading from another YouTube tarot reader will make sense for you. I know there's a lot of good tarot readers on YouTube that I watch. And yeah, I'm sure you can find some for yourself as well that maybe will apply to you. But I do personal tarot readings. If you want to find out my Instagram, it's Mo_Moon, and I do tarot readings that you should be able to receive within 48 hours of payment. So that's just to let you know, if you wanted a personal tarot reading, it's $20 Canadian for a Celtic Cross Tarot spreads, 10 cards. So yeah. So let's just put these cards out for you, Virgo suns. First card represents you now, Virgo suns. Second card represents this is your focus. Third card represents difficult influences for Virgo suns. Fourth card represents this makes sense. Fifth card represents unexpected insight. And the sixth card represents the outcome for Virgo suns. All right. So I'm going to turn one card over at a time. I'm going to let you see the card, perhaps ask you a few questions about what you feel that you see in the cards, and then I'll go ahead and tell you what my interpretation is of the cards. So let's go ahead and start. Virgo suns, Decision Maker Spread. Here we go. The first card for you, Virgo suns, is you now. So we have the Four of Wands right side up for you now. Sorry, I just had supper. Virgo suns, so what do you see in this card? How do you feel when you look at this card? What are the main words that come to your mind when you see this card? Sorry, I'm like seeing something on my lip. Oh God. Anyway, I should stop paying attention to myself and start paying attention to the cards. Here we go. So you now. So the Four of Wands, I see a lot of yellow. And to me that symbolizes sun, a lot of sunshine, a lot of happiness. You know, when it's sunny outside and you feel like your mood is just like 100 times heightened into being happy and really being able to want to do things. Like, I feel like the effect of the sun is that we feel like we want to have we want to do more. We have more energy. We want to get more involved in life. And so for you now, with this Four of Wands card, and also the fact that the wands symbolize energy and drive and determination, I really feel like with the Four of Wands, there's a lot of, for you now, a lot of determination, a lot of sunshine energy, a lot of wanting to get up and get going, get moving, see things take place. Also with this card, it's about letting love in, because this card is also symbolic of a sort of celebration that the Jewish people used to do. It's in the Bible. I can't remember who it was, but The tent was opened on all four sides so that the person who owned the tent and that land could see people coming from afar and be able to prepare adequately for them to arrive, and also for them to be able to receive all the love that they had been storing up, waiting for them to actually come from afar. So it's really about that tent being open all four sides, and the celebration is seeing people come from afar and being able to prepare adequately for them to show up when they finally do, and to really be able to have a warm welcoming. So for you, I see like a lot of planning, preparation for a celebration. Perhaps there's a wedding taking place in your life soon. Perhaps there's other things taking place where you feel like you can celebrate. Maybe your birthday's coming up. This is Virgo suns, so maybe your birthday's coming up. I think Virgo passed though, but anyway, maybe you have a birthday coming up for someone that you know. That could be more accurate. And you want to celebrate for them. It's a little bit harder with COVID because we have to be very careful, but there's still very imaginative ways that you could come up with to be able to celebrate somebody in your life or to celebrate your own life. So that's a really positive start to your reading, Virgo suns. Sorry for my stumbling over my words there. So card number 2, Virgo suns, this is your focus. Wow, we have the Judgment card. Card number 20 in the Major Arcana. So this is a Major Arcana card. So this is really about energy for your focus, the idea of judgment. What do you see in this card? How does this card make you feel when you see those people standing up out of their coffins and lifting their hands? Does it make you feel afraid, or do you feel like this is something exciting? Do you think about the biblical story about the Day of Judgment, or do you think about this as more of like a symbol for starting something new and really being able to hear the wake-up call, to really hear your call to something new? I feel like that's the way I see this card for the Judgment card. For this is your focus, I feel like you're focusing on a wake-up call. You're focusing on something that is almost like, I don't want to say, but like a slap in the face, but in a good way, like something that just currently happened in your life just recently, that really got you thinking, that really made you think about what direction you want to take. For this is your focus. You're really looking at life anew, really focusing on a new chapter, really focusing on that call of or it could be you giving somebody a wake-up call too, because you could be represented by the angel, and so perhaps you are the wake-up call for somebody. Maybe somebody didn't know what they had until they almost lost it. Perhaps you almost broke up with, or perhaps you did break up with somebody, or you wanted to break up with somebody, and Virgo suns, and they realize that's not what they want, and that they want to try harder in their lives to keep you and to have you with them. And perhaps that for you is almost like the same kind of thing, where now you can lift your hands and outside of yourself, being the judgment call from divine is telling you that it's almost like you're waking up to a new life, like waking up out of the dead to receive the blessings that are meant for you. The judgment doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be like judgment in the sense that you weighed a situation and you decided that you didn't want something to be a certain way, so you really it clicked with you, and you were able to really turn in a direction where you feel like you made a 180, and you were going in one direction, and you turn around and you went in a completely other direction because you realized that something wasn't working for you. Something was basically stuck. It was not happening. Nothing was moving forward. And so with the Judgment card, it's almost like a new opportunity came to you through some sort of dream, or someone's podcast, or someone that you were talking to really made something click, so that you were able to decide what you want in your life and what you don't want from other people. So putting up those boundaries for yourself. So that is your focus right now, Virgo suns. The third card we have for you is Difficult Influences, card number 3 for Virgo suns. We have the Knight of Swords. So what do you see when you see this Knight of Swords as difficult influences? What's the energy you feel when you look at this card, Virgo Suns? Do you feel like the quickness of the speeding? I'm sorry, I'm like spitting. Do you see the speeding of the horse? Do you see like the movement of the clothes of the knight, who is having the wind gush against his face and against his body? Do you see like the horse's face? He's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm going too fast. Do you see the trees even? Like the fact that the wind is blowing so hard against this knight and his horse, and how he's still galloping into battle. With this difficult influences card, how do you feel like this plays out in your life with the Knight of Swords? Do you feel like this represents a sort of energy that is kind of opposing to you, like it's an opposite energy to what you want to be having in your life? Or do you feel like you're really going with the flow of the Knight of Swords and you're going fast? Because I feel like with the Judgment card and with the Four of Wands being your You Now card, I really feel a sense of peace. So I kind of feel the fact that the Knight of Swords is kind of like, it's definitely a difficult influence for you, because that's what this card represents. This card represents difficult influences. And so with the Knight of Swords being that energy of going really, really quickly and wanting to head into battle and not stop to take a breath and just rush, 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 go, 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 fight, fight, fight. I feel like that is definitely a difficult influence for you right now, as you are deciding what you want in life, and as you are deciding that what you want to celebrate and what you want to keep in your life. So the Knight of Swords is almost like pushing you to go quickly, but you're like, whoa, you want to pull back on the reins of the horse and you want to say, no, 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 like we're going to take this slow and steady. We're going to take this one step at a time. We're going to build on a foundation that is firm, that is secure, and we are going to make sure that everything is thought out before we actually make our move. So the Knight of Swords is kind of pushing you in the back here with this influence of difficulty. Somebody, it could represent somebody in your life kind of like making you want to go quickly or making a decision. It could be, you know, a car salesman trying to force you into buying a car that you aren't really ready to buy, or, you know, pay attention to that. Perhaps in the next little while, somebody might be pushing you to make a decision that you aren't comfortable with. And just remember this difficult influences card, that Knight of Swords, who is pushing, pushing, pushing to get something done, but it's opposite to what your energy is right now, Virgo Suns. So the next card we have for you, Virgo Suns, is This Makes Sense. We have the Page of Swords for This Makes Sense. So how do you feel that this Page of Swords comes across to you, Virgo Suns? What do you interpret this card as for This Makes Sense for you? This card for you, Virgo Suns, is what makes sense for you. And I feel like this is more of your energy of peacefulness. I really feel a sense of playfulness with this card, the Page of Swords, almost like a youthful playfulness that is, you know, accepting the newness of wielding your mind, really learning how to dance gracefully with this sword, kind of symbolic of learning how to dance gracefully with your mind and learning how to create beauty with your words, create beauty with your intentions, really enjoying the world around you, enjoying the rolling hills, enjoying the water, enjoying the beautiful white fluffy clouds, the birds in the sky. I really feel like this card being This Makes Sense is really what your energy is like right now. Like I was saying, it was more of a peaceful energy. And I really do feel like with this card, it gives you a lot of time to think, because it's the Page of Swords and it's the element of air, and it's the suit of the mind. So for this card, Page of Swords, it's really about letting you use your mind however you feel like you need to, giving you the time, because it's the page, to learn how to do that, because the page is not the Knight of Swords. It's almost like you are the Page of Swords right now, and this makes sense, and people around you are pushing you to become a knight quicker than you can or quicker than you want to, because it takes time to learn, right? And you don't want to feel like you want to go into battle just yet with your mind. You want to feel like you want to learn what it's all about before you go ahead and use it for destructive purposes or for purposes to get a one-up on somebody. So that was This Makes Sense, Page of Swords. The next card we have is unexpected insight. So we have the Two of Pentacles for unexpected insight. How does this card make you feel? Do you feel a little bit of fun, fancy with this card? I feel like this card is a little bit about fun, a little bit about joking around, a little bit about being a clown, you know, a little bit about being a jester, a little bit about going with the flow. For this card, the Two of Pentacles, I really feel like making do with what you have, to have a good time with the things that you have around you and what you already own. So this card being unexpected insight, perhaps you're feeling that way. Perhaps you're feeling like you are happy with what you have. You're balancing out what you have. You're you know, having, you know, a pretty good time and amusing yourself and helping those around you to see that things aren't so bad, even though they are pretty much are. You have a good outlook on life, Virgo suns, with that idea that you're just going with the flow. In the background, there's a big boat and a little boat. Sometimes there are big things that are in the past, and sometimes there are little things that are in the past, but everything happens for a reason. And I feel like that is your outlook on life right now. For the most part, Virgo suns, I really feel like you're going with the energy of, you know, que sera, sera, whatever will be. And really, that doesn't mean that you haven't encountered those big things in your past, like this big boat in the past that's going up and the small boat going down. It's like you have had your ups and your downs, but you're trying to focus on the positive aspects of life and trying to really balance your situation out for the best. So that card was Unexpected Insight, Virgo suns. The next card we have is the Outcome card, and it's card number 6, Virgo suns. We have the Hermit, card number 9 of the Major Arcana. So you have 2 Major Arcana cards. You have the Judgment card, which was this is your focus, Major Arcana number 20. And for the outcome, you have the Hermit card, which is card number 9 in the Major Arcana. So the energy is one of a wake-up call and also delving within yourself and learning about yourself. So perhaps that's the direction that you're going in with the wake-up call. Perhaps you're learning how to really pay attention to your own thoughts in your own mind. What do you see when you look at this card, Virgo suns? When you look at the Hermit card, card number 9 of the Major Arcana for the outcome, do you see wisdom beyond your years? Do you see that wisdom due to studying for a long time, holding that light up in the darkness, in that murky sky, that murky grayish blue sky, and really with that staff being ready to go ahead and trek up those hills and through those valleys to really find what you're looking for? So with the Hermit card, I feel like the Judgment card being this is your focus, and the outcome card being this is the Hermit, I really feel like I want to know what you feel. How do you feel? Because for you, the Judgment card was your focus, and for you, the outcome card is your Hermit. So the Hermit. So when you have the Judgment card being a wake-up call, being your focus, and then the Hermit card being your outcome card, I feel like what you will be studying, it's almost like the Hermit is like the Hermit comes after the Judgment, right? The focus for you is the Judgment and the outcome is the Hermit. So it's almost like you're focusing on that wake-up call, and that wake-up call is sending you within yourself to really find out who you are and what you want. Because as you see in this setup with the Judgment first and the Hermit second, the Hermit is kind of shining a light on these people who are being woken up from their graves. And it's almost like you're delving into more of a spiritual side of life, where you're really finding out like those questions like what am I here for? Is there an afterlife? What is a soul contract? What do I believe? Do I ascribe to any religion? What are my personal beliefs? I really feel like for Virgo suns, maybe that's something that your wake-up call is about. It's really about you finding out who you are, with the outcome being the Hermit, and what you really want to believe, what you really want to tell others about what you believe about life, how you want to look at life, what lens do you want to put up to your life to be able to say what you are going through and to be able to tell other people things that might encourage them in their lives. So that's the outcome card, the Hermit. So for decision maker spread, I feel like maybe that's going to help you make your decision into, you know, not going so fast with the Knight of Swords, this being the difficult influences, the Knight of Swords, that quickness. And it's so opposite to the outcome of the Hermit. The Knight of Swords card, the energy of the Knight of Swords card being the difficult influences is really opposite to the Hermit card being the outcome. So maybe you're going to learn how to say no to this Knight of Swords energy right now and really forge forward to the outcome of really delving into yourself and becoming a more deeper version of yourself, a person who knows themselves a lot better, having delved into their own darkest parts and the darkest parts of what they know to be humanity around them. And really coming out with that light, that hermit light, and that insight and that enlightenment. So I'm going to show you what the spread looks like. Just a second, Virgo Suns. So this was your spread, Virgo Suns. I'm going to go a little bit closer to it to tell you what each card represented. So for you now, Virgo Suns, we had the Four of Wands right here. The Four of Wands for you now, Virgo Suns. For this is your focus, we had the Judgment card. Card number 20 of the Major Arcana, the energy of the Judgment card for your focus right now, Virgo Suns. For difficult influences, we had that famous quick Knight of Swords, really rushing into getting things done and making decisions in your mind and with what you have in front of you. That's being the difficult influences, the Knight of Swords, Virgo Suns. The next card was This Makes Sense, and we had the Page of Swords. Very much not the Knight of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a beginner. He or she is enjoying life and really learning step by step how to wield that energy of the mind. So that was This Makes Sense, the Page of Swords for Virgo Suns. The next card we had was Unexpected Insight, and that was the Two of Pentacles, and it was about really learning to see life in the best light. And the last card we had was the Outcome, and we had the Hermit card. Card number 9 in the Major Arcana was the Outcome card. So this was your spread, Virgo Suns. I'm just going to move this a little bit so you can see. So I hope that was helpful, my Virgo Suns. I hope that was helpful. If you did find that helpful and enjoyed it, I ask you to please give me a thumbs up or comment down below. If you've already subscribed to my channel, I thank you for doing so, and I appreciate your support and your respect and love. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, if you enjoyed this video, I upload videos quite regularly, and I do a lot of pick a cards as well, and maybe you'd like to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video. Also, please hit the notification bell if you do subscribe so that you don't miss a video that I upload. Again, my name is Mo Moon, and you're on my channel here on YouTube, Mo Moon, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, Virgo Suns.